Jasmine Pineda sat alone in the dimly lit cafe, stirring her coffee absent-mindedly. The steam curled around her face, but she barely noticed. Her mind was a storm of thoughts, one she couldn't escape no matter how hard she tried. A few months ago, she had thought her life in the U.S. was secure. She had finally moved in with Matt Brannies after a dramatic split from Gino Palazzolo, and now she was pregnant with Matt's child. It should have been a time of celebration. But instead, she felt trapped. Rumors of deportation were swirling. Her visa situation was growing more complicated by the day. And even though Matt had promised to support her, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Jasmine took a deep breath. Could Panama be the only option left for me? As much as she hated the idea of leaving the U.S., there were too many signs pointing toward a forced return home. Jasmine had fought hard to get to the United States, but now she was facing the reality of an immigration battle she wasn't sure she could win. Her K-1 visa had been tied to Gino, and since their breakup, her status had been in limbo. Matt had sworn he'd find a way to keep her in the country, but with all the recent crackdowns on visa fraud and sham marriages, things weren't looking good. Her lawyer had warned her. Jasmine, without an adjustment of status, you could face removal proceedings. We need a solid plan. A plan. But what was the plan? Matt had money, sure, but he wasn't Gino. He wasn't offering to marry her immediately to keep her in the U.S., and now that she was pregnant with his baby, things were even more complicated. Jasmine clutched her stomach. Would I have to raise this child in Panama? At first, Matt had been head over heels for Jasmine. He had been her knight in shining armor, swooping in when her relationship with Gino crumbled. But now, something had changed. He was still affectionate, but Jasmine could feel the distance growing. He was working late more often. He wasn't as eager to talk about their future. And worst of all, he hadn't even proposed. Jasmine knew how this worked. A man who truly wanted her to stay would have locked things down already. One night after dinner, she confronted him. Matt, we need to talk about my visa situation. He sighed, running a hand through his hair. Jasmine, we've only been together for a short time. Can we just slow down and figure things out? Her stomach dropped. I don't have time to slow down, Matt. If I don't fix this, I could be deported. He didn't respond. And that silence told her everything. As if things weren't bad enough, Jasmine's pregnancy added another layer of stress. In theory, being pregnant with Matt's baby could help her case. It could prove that their relationship was